Over the last 12 months, give or take, we've brought you reviews of 3 new electric crossovers that, if you discount the badge on the nose, are pretty much identical under the skin. The former PSA group, which is now called Stellantis, includes brands like Peugeot, Citroën and DS, as well as Vauxhall, and now Fiat and Alfa Romeo too. So we've driven the Peugeot E2008, the Citroën EC4 and the DS3 Crossback E-TENSE, and this is the latest model to get that new tech. This is the reimagined Vauxhall Mokka-e. They all share the same 50 kilowatt-hour battery, the same electric motor, and give or take, will all do 200 miles on a charge. But if they're all so similar, why should you pick one of these over one of those? Let's go and find out. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to the Driving Electric YouTube channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss a video. Credit where it's due, Vauxhall has done a good job of turning these familiar underpinnings into something that looks nothing if not distinctive. It uses the brand's new visor front end with a sharp set of daytime running lights and, if you're brave enough, a fairly individual colour palette. The old Mokka sold over 200,000 units in the UK and over 1 million in Europe, so it's a big car for Vauxhall. Like its cousins, there are petrol and diesel versions, but that's not important here, so we'll be focusing on the single electric option. As we mentioned, every model comes with a 50 kilowatt-hour battery, 134 brake horsepower electric motor, and an official range of 201 miles. We'll come on to charging and charging speeds a little later in this video. Now, we had a quick poke around the new Mokka-e last summer in a pre-production car, but here we get to have a good prod and poke and see what we like and don't like about this new car's cabin. The good news is it's actually pretty nice in here. The front end treatment has been recreated up here with this thing that they call a pure panel. Okay, so it's not as slick in here as the setup you'll find in a Mercedes A-Class plug-in hybrid, but it's pretty good, and pleasingly, the controls for the climate control are down here rather than hidden away in the screen submenus. The Mokka-e is offered in 4 trim levels, with entry-level SE nav premium cars getting 16-inch alloys, LED headlights, a panoramic rear-view camera, and automatic emergency braking as standard. SRI nav premium brings a sportier look with black exterior detailing and 18-inch alloy wheels. Elite nav premium cars get even more standard kit, with highlights including adaptive cruise control, heated seats and 17-inch alloys, while top-spec launch edition cars like this come as standard with leather upholstery and advanced parking assistance. All cars come with sat-nav plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but you'll need to step up to at least the SRI to get this 10-inch screen in the middle and the 12-inch screen behind the steering wheel. The screen itself is perhaps a little bit slow, but there's plenty of functionality, and elsewhere quality is really very good. It's easily a match for other small SUVs in this segment. Do you know what? I think if you put a premium badge on the steering wheel, many people will be none the wiser to this being a Vauxhall. When it comes to practicality, the Mokka-e perfectly fulfills its brief as a more versatile version of the Corsa Super Mini. It will be infinitely more appealing to small families thanks to the boot that measures up to 350 litres. Okay, it's smaller than the petrol Mokkas, but it's bigger than the Corsa's 267-litre load bay. The sleek exterior profile does rob the Mokka of some outright carrying capacity though. Pleasingly, there is some storage under the floor for the charge cables. Space in the back is a bit of a mixed bag. I'm 6 foot, and while I've got plenty of headroom, knee room isn't all that generous. The middle seat is even tighter, but there are a couple of USB slots to keep the kids entertained. Now, while the old Mokka sold well despite its lackluster driving experience, this new one needs the dynamics to match its stylish appearance. Now, you can think of its siblings having their own distinct personalities, so the Citroën is the comfortable one, the Peugeot the practical one, and the DS, well, that's the luxury take on the formula. Yet, this new Mokka, it manages to blend all 3 without actually really standing out. It's not super soft, and yet it's not that sporty either. It's perhaps not as fast as you might imagine either, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. It feels as if this new Mokka has been tuned to ease people's transition between petrol and electric. It just feels really normal to drive. It's pretty quiet and it's pretty refined, apart from a little wind whistle around the A-pillars at motorway speeds, and do you know what? It rides well enough for a car of this type. As we mentioned earlier, the Mokka-e gets the same charging capability as its Peugeot and Citroën siblings, including those cars 100 kilowatt maximum. Find one of these rapid chargers and Vauxhall says it'll accept a charge to 80% full in 30 minutes. It also has a relatively powerful 11 kilowatt onboard AC charger, allowing for a 5-hour refill at home. However, most people will use a 7 kilowatt wall box, which will top up the car overnight in around 7 hours. The Mokka-e only comes with a Mode 3 cable for wall box charging though. You'll pay extra for a 3-pin plug. Handily, Vauxhall says it's working on a range calculator for its website, allowing potential customers to factor in things like weather, temperature and other charging variables. We saw 188 miles from a full charge, and Vauxhall claims a standard fit heat pump should help the Mokka maintain a decent usable range whatever the conditions. 150 miles should be achievable even in winter. The old Vauxhall Mokka was really more successful than it had any right to be, but this new one is so much better, especially with this car's all-electric powertrain. It may not have a single USP, but it's pretty well packaged and it's good enough to drive. I reckon we can wager on seeing plenty of these on UK roads before too long.
Head to DrivingElectric.com for all the latest electric and hybrid car advice, news and reviews, and check us out on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Finally, while you're here, make sure you hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel and turn on notifications to ensure you never miss a video.